Thank you, Mr. Prasad, sir, for the introduction. It's a honor. So now I can start a bit with our presentation. So when I left Amity in 2000, I suppose 10 or 2000, no, 2015 or 16, I'm not sure when exactly. So then I came to Germany, Hamburg, for doing my PhD with DLR Institute of Air Transportation System. So it was a DLR DART fellowship. I was basically recruited to work on integrated vehicle health management and subsequent adaptations to maintenance, repair, and overhaul processes. So even not just now, even from the beginning, Germany has been so much into sensors and mechanical, parts and mechanical ways. So somehow they have find a way to adapt sensor data into the day-to-day processes. So as far as digitalization goes, it's not new. So even if it's Industry 4.0, industrial revolutions have taken place from Germany, and they have been doing a lot of research on it. So right now, yes, the trend is towards Industry 4.0, and there has been a number of digitalization and automation technologies which has been coming into the market. So I would like to give a brief introduction on what was my thesis was about and how I adapted it to my company and the core concept of our company. So basically, yes, we were working on MRO processes and how to digitalize and automate the whole processes. So if we talk about maintenance, repair, and overhaul industry in India, HAL does it to some extent, but not in a bigger manner. I mean, we have some airline industry, not manufacturers, and to some extent HAL does it, and DRDO also does some research work on it. But as whole, as a process or a third-party service provider or as an MRO as a whole, we don't have much facilities in India. But in Europe and North America, there are a number of MRO service providers and who does a lot of work for the airlines on its own. So, okay, let me just explain a bit about what happens inside an MRO process. So on a day-to-day basis, there are a lot of flight checks that happens as well, which we call it as transit or pre-flight checks, which is like one flight cycle. And then there is something called as ramp check, which takes place for 2 days. These are the intervals which I'm talking about. Then we call it as service check, which happens every 7 days. Then we have A check, which happens for every 600 flight hours. Then we have C check, which happens for every 18 months. Then we have IL check, which happens for every 72 months. And we have D check, which is like 144 months. So within this check, they have to see how to maintain the aircraft. Is the system working well? Is the structure working well? Is the engine working well? What are the problems or what are the diagnostics that they could perform in each and every checks is very, very important. And with sensors and with data, we are able to predict what kind of lifetime these aircrafts could have or each and every component could have. We call it as prognostics health management. So basically, I kind of implemented to some extent the PHM systems. And then I sorted out how to do the repair analysis for composite components or composite structures. With Boeing 787 and A350, almost 80% of the structural parts of aircraft has been tuned to, has been tuned to composite materials. Before they were using aluminum parts and titanium alloys for nacelles and stuff. But now they mostly like change the trend towards composite or towards hybrid structures or hybrid parts. So yes, so within this A checks, C checks, or D checks, there are a number of processes which takes place. So what I thought was to why not use artificial intelligence or augmented reality to digitalize these processes or these checks, or on the other way, why not use various other technologies like even graphene material in order to enhance the aircraft components or new products. Why can't we develop such products? So that is how I thought, okay, let me start the company and see how we can. So now we have about like two to three products, two software products and one hardware product. So now let me start with the software products. Okay, I would also like to give a brief introduction on my company. So we founded the company in May 2018 and we started our operations on January 2019. We had around two co-founders, and still we are. My co-founder is a PhD in artificial intelligence, and he came to Europe with a Marie Curie fellowship as well. So we started with the equity of around 150,000 euros, and as of now, we have brought in 200,000 euros more through private investors, and now we are negotiating with banks for 650,000 euros. So basically, we will close our seed funding by this May 2020 with 1 million euro as a capital. So this is our equity, and this is our fundraising situation as of now. So with software products, so what is the basic problem as of now? Not just a problem, but if we call it as digitization, it's everything and anything. Even before we had computers, but what is the exact point of view? How can you use digitalization within your day-to-day processes? How can you add code values to your own value chain? This is what any organization looks for. So basically, we are not just focusing on aviation industry, but on a whole, from a top hierarchy, we are also looking into the transportation industry. So we have customers from aviation, we have customers from marine industry, we also have customers from automotive industries. Especially, I spoke to Mr. Gunter Butschek, a CEO of Tata Motors, last year, and now we are in negotiation to start, kind of a contract for our hardware products as well. So yeah, I'll just get into it on a step-by-step manner. So okay, so now we are using AI-based products for process optimization and for various stuff. So we are not just focusing on MRO, we are also working for production or associated quality checks. We are also using this product for installation, like system installation or any other installations in various heavy machinery industries. So there are various use cases where we can apply our products for. So basically, there are a lot of problems which has been being faced, but with our products, we are able to increase the production accuracy. Then we are able to minimize the outages. Then we are able to utilize people. We are able to digitize it. We are able to increase the remote experts. We are able to provide targeted information at particular time. So it's kind of a knowledge transfer as well from our software products. And as of now, as I told you earlier, we have two products. One is FOVR and one is Forbecon. FOVR, we have already signed few commercial contracts, and that is how we are sustaining as of now. So what does the product do? I can just give you a basic demonstration of how the product works. So, okay, before explaining about the demonstration, I would like to give you what happens within this Airbus as a whole company. So Airbus is located in Germany, Spain, France, North America, and also in some, like they kind of have some service provision in various other Asian countries as well. Even in Bangalore, they have a branch, but that is basically for research and all. So wings are manufactured in London, like UK. Then the vertical stabilizer and horizontal stabilizers are manufactured in Bremen. Spain manufactures some parts, and France manufactures some parts. So every part is being brought in to Finkenwerder in Hamburg, and it is assembled together. So the final assembly line and the production line is in Finkenwerder, Hamburg, Germany. So when they are trying to bring all the parts together, like the whole fuselage, front, aft, and central fuselage together, then they have to do a lot of tinkering, So they have to they have to check the drawings, machine drawings, and match if this is the right spot to fit the hole, if this is the right spot to fit the rivet, if it's the right spot to fit the bracket. If not, yeah, this is very, very important from a quality check point of view. So let me play this video, then you'll have an understanding. So this product has been implemented in the tabs, like tablets, and whoever is doing the quality check can hold onto the fuselage structure and see where the holes are, where the rivets are, or where the brackets are. Then they can combine or like do the quality check with the drawings and see how, if it's fitting their needs or not. So if you see, this is like AI-based detection, and then the drawing is augmented. So we have like combined both technologies here, AI-based detection and also the augmented reality based drawings. Okay, so what is the benefit of this product? That's very important from an economic point of view. Let us go directly to the USP of this product. So what is the benefit? So once they are trying to complete or combine this front center on the aft fuselage, they have to check the quality. So once the whole aircraft after the fusion, if it goes to the quality check through airlines, and if they find that this part or this bracket is not existing in that particular location, then they have to bring back the whole aircraft to the various stages of assembly line, and they have to strip it back and do the proper riveting or put the brackets on that particular part once again. So it's a huge loss of time, huge waste of cost, huge waste of resources. So that is the reason why we are able to save all these factors together to our software products. So thereby, this is one of the USP that we have with this software product. So basically, it's also good with accuracy and precision of detection. And then we are able to use it even via the Google Lens and the HoloLens, which is like really an industrial or like a future tech. As of now, the workers are not that comfortable using the glasses or HoloLens or whatsoever. Most of the workers are really comfortable with, the tablets or something from an ergonomical point of view. So yeah, this is pretty much it. And now we also have another product called as Forbecon. So in this product, this is basically an idea we have, and now we are in negotiation with various customers in order to implement this product as well. So if you see here, these are the aircraft parts. So, okay, what is the basic utility behind this? It has the beauty to differentiate between various similar looking objects and show what the part number is, where it could be used, what is the material of that particular part, and if a person is doing the repair on the shop, he is able to gain all the knowledge via our application. And we are also combining this with stock management. So if that part is not on that particular location, they have to bring it from the warehouse. We have automated the order session as well. This is our second product. And yeah, we are like still in discussions with companies, but we are planning to use this in warehouse for order automation and also for construction manual, like how do you call it? Like we call it as paperless maintenance. So where we are trying to digitize every maintenance manuals and installation manuals and construction manuals. So this product can be used in those fields as well. So this is just an example of how the market size of AI and augmented reality product looks like. So it's like $1 million industry, of course, really varies from one continent to another. And as far as the projection goes, it's going to be a $120 billion industry for the next 2025 or to 2030. So it's pretty much it. So Certex and Miller Romka are our certification and design partners. So for any product we sell, we have to certify them because this is an aviation industry. But it's not required to certify it for all the processes, but it really depends what our customers look for. So basically, we need the certifications as well. So now let me start with the hardware product of ours, which is still in the prototype, but should be really interesting for you guys. So as already told you, as we are digitizing all our products and all our processes, now we are in a phase where even Narendra Modi ji has talked about a lot of Hyperloop projects for India. And Elon Musk is also talking about a lot of Hyperloop projects. And here in Germany, air taxi has been a big boom, I would say, but not as of now. Still, we don't have proper laws or proper regulations in order to adapt air taxis in a real time or a real life scenario. But anyhow, there are a number of technologies which the aviation or the transportation industry wants. So as a matter of fact, to meet the demands of the market, we have combined graphene and AI technologies together. So we call it as hybrid products or hybroducts. So how do we combine and what is the use of such combined products? So in this presentation, I'll be explaining about one of our seat technology, which we have patented recently. And we are still working on a battery technology, which is like a hybrid product again. where we would like to implement graphene-based like batteries together with AI-based management, like battery management systems. So this is our next product, but now we will discuss a bit about the existing product. So yes, so it's a seat technology where we integrate graphene-based flexible sensor into the horizontal and vertical portion of the seat. So let us imagine a travel seat where you're able to see the graphene-based flexible sensor. So the dots in each and like represents each and every pixel where we are able to implement graphene material inside the sensor, which is like a 300 millimeter into 300 millimeter shape. And then each dot is combined with, this is like the graphene structure, which looks like a tentacle, and each and every pixel will have these tentacles in it. So we are using a grid of those sensor points. And now we are connecting each and every grid to a microcontroller, and then that is the hub for AI-based algorithms. And that microcontroller is directly connected to the nano airbags which we have, which is like kind of a bellow or also other products like airbags. And then we insert it into the seats. So on both the horizontal and vertical position, as you can see. So how does it work? So when a person sits on a seat, we of course we obviously insert a lot of load or a pressure. So depending on the pressure intensity, that particular location has the capability to activate the graphene pixel at that location, and then it sends the signal to the AI algorithm, which self-learns how the person sits at that particular point and says that the nano airbag has to activate that particular location. So this is like a medium pressure. We are not able to see any airbag activation, so it's blue in color. So now he's exerting a lot of pressure on the right side of the seat. So the nano airbags are able to activate on the right side. Then he's able to exert a lot of pressure on the left side. So the airbags are activated a lot on the left side. But wait, yes, we can do more as we have AI inbuilt. So we call it as ergonomics assessment, or we are able to do kind of instruction to passengers or instructions to users. How do they have to sit? Because basically when we are sitting, I mean, it's kind of vague and we have no idea why we are sitting this way in a particular time, or when we travel, or while we are even sitting on the offices. So that kind of ergonomics assessment would be really like a future or a digital product for airlines, which is mostly in demand, especially for luxury aircraft or luxury or first class passengers or business class passengers. So when a person is sleeping, then the seat is able to dim the lights. We are also connecting it to the environment of where it is being located. Then yeah, it's kind of yeah. With AI, we are able to do more. So when a person needs to pee, then the car has to stop automatically. We are able to receive those via the pressure conditions which we aggregate from the users. Then also we are collecting biometric data, so we are able to do more. So when a person has a heart attack, or if his temperature is more, or if his pressure is more, we are able to advise them or instruct them accordingly. It can also be used as a driver assistance systems in automobile industry. So it's like a futuristic product, but which can be done as of now. So basically, this is one of our hardware product. Yes, this is also a huge market, especially the seating technology and the seating market. So it's a $1 billion industry again, and it's not just we are not just focusing the technology for aviation industry, but as I told you earlier, we are also in talks with Tata Motors and to some companies like BMW and Volkswagen here. So let's see how it goes. Yeah. And yes, the USP of this product is basically we are able to combine both technology. So digitalization is all about how you are able to enhance the comfort. How do you make a life easier? So this product directly implements such uses for the ultimate end users. So that's the reason why it's a good product. So these are our customers whom we are currently in negotiations with, and even we are talking to few airlines, even Emirates, but I didn't add it over here. So next, I would like to give a brief information on how we could enhance, or we can, I would say, develop the aviation industry back in India. It's very important because I have the knowledge and I've had the experience of how people work here, especially in the aviation and the MRO industry. And basically in India, we have a lot of resources and great talents, but from a service point of view. But when it comes to manufacturing, there are a lot of schemes that have been announced by the government, like Make in India and a lot more. But somehow we have to adapt it to the real time scenario or real life scenario. So basically, air taxis are not just a product which is for developed countries, but also for developing countries. So right now, Airbus is also working on it, and even Boeing is working on it. There are a lot more companies who are working on it. So our future product is also air taxis, and I'm really working hard on it to bring it to reality. And as far as the regulation goes, if India is quite flexible, then of course, why not? We can do a test with air taxis as well. So yes, pretty much that's something which I would like to contribute to the Indian society. And other than that, I have a company back in India as well, which is a branch of Fobiatech. So we are planning to do the production and manufacturing back in India. And basically, I would like to train our Indian people from an AI aspect and also from a aviation aspect, because aviation in India, from a manufacturing and MRO perspective, we pretty much don't have much facilities, but we need to have more knowledge and experience to help understand how we could establish for the Indian society and for Indian students. So basically, yes, I've been doing MRO process optimization. So this movie kind of shows how I'm able to optimize each and every step of the repair process. So if it is like kind of just a surface restoration, where it can be done? Can it be done on the airport? Can it be done on the base? If it is like in-depth repair, or it's like expensive repair, it has to go to special repair facilities. So how can we optimize cost and resources? So that is basically the core of this video. So MCC is the Maintenance Control Center. So Lufthansa has its own MCC, but there are other airlines who go for third-party contractors or third-party MRO service providers as well. Yes, you see civil aircraft in India. Good. That's a good question. So that is what I wanted to focus more during this presentation. So when we consider civil aviation, and especially civil aviation based MROs, we don't have much of the service providers or more people who has the experience to work from an MRO perspective. So example, if you have to do a composite repair or if you have to do an engine maintenance, we need separate certificates like CAT A certificate, CAT B certificate, CAT C certificates. And we also require some special tools and special facilities in order to, do the maintenance work for civil aviation in India. Even the biggest airline, Indigo, goes to Airbus, and Airbus is, of course, connected to Lufthansa. So mostly they are going for third-party service providers and not getting services from Indian MROs as a whole. So you said about training Indian people in AI and aviation. How can we get that? So what you're providing is fact, and yes, indeed we are aware of the facts. But making doors is coming into an OEM perspective. So yes, we have OEMs in India as well, and yes, HAL has some composite repair facilities, but it is not full packed, and they don't have complete facility from a civil aviation perspective. And now if we see, composites are like bounded layer over layer. Aluminum is just a single body, but composite has been structured, or it's like pasted layer over layer, and it's really getting hard for them to do the repair, and it is taking a lot, consuming a lot of time. And even Lufthansa is implementing a lot of special courses just to do the composite repairs, and they are trying to train as much as people possible in order to do the repairs in composite. So of course, I don't say India completely doesn't have. Even during my presentation, I explained HAL is doing some MRO, but I'm not sure to what extent. But when we consider civil aviation, we have to increase more facilities from an MRO perspective. what HAL has is not enough, at least from my point of view. So from next question is Indian people in AI and aviation. How can we get that? Yes. So it's quite a good question. I mean, there are a lot of companies who's doing a lot of work with AI, but aviation as a whole, I'm pretty sure TCS, Tata Consultancy, is doing a lot of service like third party contracts for aviation industry for AI, and there are a few more companies as well. But nevertheless, you have to start a lot of courses, because basically what we studied in Amity is like the basics. We were not prepared for the industry, or not much into practical knowledge. I mean, Amity cannot do it because you should have the industry in India as well. The industry is not that developed. So when you talk about AI, there are a lot of online courses where you can learn a lot, how you can, um, implement AI-based algorithms for various processes and stuff. But when we talk about implementing it to a particular industry, especially in aviation, you should have the experience or knowledge of what happens within this processes. Considering inside a manufacturing facility, considering inside a MRO facility, or considering how OEMs work, or considering how the supply chain works. So AI could be implemented anywhere and everywhere, but the knowledge transfer is very important.